that they can take.
Good. It's good to know. Also, I think a lot of people probably think, okay, well, they're earning college credit at high school, so really what colleges will those transfer to? And I know, we've had students take them to Butler University. Universities all across the state of Indiana, but also I know we had a student have, I think it was 13 or 14, to an out-of-state college or university. Right. So how does that work, and what is this core transfer library?
Well, the core transfer library was set up several years ago through the Commission for Higher Education, just so that parents understood that if I pay X amount of dollars for this course, then it will transfer to a particular university. So they set up that the state-supported universities, I think we have 8 of those, have to take the core transfer library courses. And that's why it's important that those courses be on the core transfer library to justify that they will get those credits at the state. Now, it's up to each individual private college to take whether or not they're going to take the credits, but we find that most of them do take either all or most of the credits. And when we talk to the parents about whether or not a private institution in Indiana or a private institution outside the state or even a public institution outside the state will take these, we tell them to take the syllabus that the teacher gives you and take it to that university, because if you promote this with that university, chances are they will accept it then. Because it is an IU, Indiana University, which is well known. Vincennes University is a 2-year transferable program, and then Ivy Tech is now coming to the forefront into the dual credit market as well.
So really, these aren't just classes that we're making up at the high school saying, hey, we're going to offer this dual credit for it. It takes a partnership with the university, and then it also takes some training on the teacher's end. It's not, it's not just, hey, teacher X, could you go teach this class?
Right.
What are the qualifications for a teacher at Logansport High School to be able to teach a dual credit course?
Well, we have found through Vincennes University and the 2 English and literature classes that we offer that the teacher has to have a master's degree with so many credits in the area in which she's teaching. I think it's about 18. And Mrs. Minks is the teacher of those courses, and she happened to have that. So when her transcript was evaluated, they said yes, she could teach that. For the ACP IU classes, the teachers have to go on campus for about a week in the summer, and they work with a teacher of record at that university, working out a syllabus that they bring back. And so they actually teach the college syllabus. It's not the course that they want to teach necessarily.
Right. So, Mr. Diltz, what do the qualifications for a teacher at the Career Center look like to be able to offer these courses?
Very similar to the high school. We partner with, like I say, with Ivy Tech on our classes. They have our teachers there are then considered adjunct faculty. They're required to go to IU Kokomo, or not to IU Kokomo, I should say, to Kokomo, to the Ivy Tech facility, for a meeting once a year. They are also assigned a teacher of record from Ivy Tech who will look over their curriculum, and they make a spot check of our facilities to make sure we have the correct facilities that we need to teach that class. In most cases, we use their final exam as the final exam for our students. That way we know that our curriculums are matching, and like the high school, we use the same syllabus that they use in the college, and that's how we work ours too.
And I know oftentimes I've heard a lot of, especially the students in the medical programs, come back and say, wow, I was so lucky to be able to take these courses because now they're going into nursing or whatever. And so what's some of the feedback we get from our kids?
It's amazing. At Christmas time, usually it seems like when we get most of that feedback that you're referring to, is those students get done at college after their first semester, and they'll stop in and they've built a pretty good bond with our teachers, especially in our medical field. And we've also had emails from professors. We had an IUPUI professor that emailed one of our teachers and said, I'm amazed how much this student knows, how far advanced they are by having had that class. And if you stop and think about most high schools in Indiana, they do not have the opportunity to take a medical terminology class or an anatomy and physiology class, and some of those programs that that give them a heads up, a step up when they go to college. And so,
Yeah,
a lot of positives.
And I think that's one of the reasons we're here talking about this today, is because I think it's probably one of the best kept secrets, and it shouldn't be a best kept secret, about Logansport High School and Century Career Center, in the opportunity it affords our students that many students don't have the opportunity to do in other schools. And so as we kind of, get ready to wrap up here, what do we think? What's the future here? Are we just going to stop with what we have now, or what are we doing looking down the road even for next school year?
Well, we're looking at the Career Center on making a lot of changes in the dual credit area. In fact, 10 days ago when we had our last professional development day, we had a representative from Vincennes come in and talk to our entire faculty to look and see what programs we have, and look at the credentials, because our teachers are credentialed a little bit different than the high school. They are workplace specialists, and so we're going to look at that. We have to send our curriculums and our resumes from our teachers. We're also looking, like I mentioned earlier, about the Project Lead the Way classes. We're working on getting those all dual credited with Ivy Tech. Next year we're adding a couple of programs. We're going to add a criminal justice program that has dual credit, and so we're excited about that. A digital photography class. We're looking at our IT programs. We've traditionally done the trade areas, and we're kind of expanding into our other areas. So we'd like to look at our programming software and 3D modeling, or also our radio and TV. And so we're looking to expand and try and offer, really, in almost every program we have, some form of dual credit, because we just see such great benefits for students, and we're doing a disservice to them if we aren't trying to give them the opportunity.
Right.
So,
I think what we want to do is give our kids the most opportunities we can and give them the biggest head start on life after high school. So I know that we're really looking at Logansport High School too, at expanding some of those dual credit opportunities. And so, Mrs. Mordini, what are some of those that we're looking for next year?
Well, for next year, we're looking at expanding the Spanish, which would be after Spanish 3, so it'd be like a Spanish 4, but it'd be the entry level to Spanish in college. And then we're looking at physics as well, of offering that to students who have a desire to take the physics class for engineering and science and math and so forth.
Wow, just exciting. And like I said, we don't want it to be the best kept secret. We want everybody to know about dual credit courses up here and the opportunities for our students. So I thank both of you for joining me here today to talk about dual credits. Lots of exciting things going on. And I hope you'll tune in next time for the next edition of Link to Logan Schools and find out what other exciting opportunities are going on for our students.